Odd message. Build a life that makes you smile in the simplest moments. Even if that kind of life doesn't look splashy on Instagram. Make choices that make you feel lighter, even if those choices don't reflect what society has told you that you should do. Befriend people you respect, who inspire you, even if it means starting over. Interpret your life through the lens of positivity and optimism, even in a world that feels harsh. Orient yourself in the direction of joy every single day. Focus on what's working in your life. Give more space to "it's all working out for me" to be true for you. Hope is not dangerous. It's essential. Be your own support system. Make your mind into a beautiful garden where you can choose the most beautiful thought at any given time. No one deserves a life they love more than you, but you do need to create it, build it, curate it. You do need to trust yourself. You do need to let go of how you think it should be and find out who you are, what your opinion is, what matters most to you. Know yourself. Choose yourself. Love yourself. Let your life bloom. Type, "I'm gentle with myself" to affirm. God says, you haven't messed anything up. You haven't kenned the wrong path. You haven't sabotaged your destiny. At times like these, when your soul feels tired, gratitude is the best antidote to turn to. When your heart feels lost, faith is how you'll find your way back. You're being prepared for something grand. That's why your soul has been put through one test after the other. Raise your head to the sky and thank the universe for the blessing that's coming. Your time in the dark is ending. A new chapter filled with light, love, and abundance is about to begin. Type yes to affirm. The angels are saying to you today, has anxiety become a way of life for you? Are you living in a constant state of uncertainty and worry? Fear will arise whenever you respond to a problem or troubling situation on your own without going to God first and seeking His help and power. The Lord gives you the gift of free will. You can choose what you do, how you feel, what you think about, and even how you'll respond when faced with a problem. Type, "I am ready to shine" to affirm. With this in mind, the Father may allow an overwhelming situation to arise in your life in order to develop and strengthen your faith, mature you spiritually, or to change a bad habit or negative attitude. Through your circumstances, He gives you the opportunity to seek Him, trust Him, obey Him, and cast your cares into His able hands. Therefore, understand your anxiety is an indication that you need God. Every time you sense fear rising up within you, go to your all-powerful, infinitely wise Father and give Him thanks that He is at work, teaching you to trust Him more, obey Him faithfully, and receive more of His blessings. Subscribe our channel if you believe in God, says the universe. The road ahead may seem very veiled and dim for you, but real eyes that God came to illuminate your path. You see, sin not only condemns the unbeliever to death, but also darkens our vision, blinding us to divine things and working despondency and ruin in us. This is the gloom we can feel when we lack understanding of God and His ways, unwittingly engage in behaviors that lead to our destruction and don't know what to do. This is why God came. He is the true light, which coming into the world enlightens every man. He not only provides us with salvation, but instructs us and gives us understanding. You may be feeling some darkness about your situation and knew what to do. Jesus desires to make the path clear. You wish you, therefore, even though shining the light on your darkest places is humbling, allow Christ to expose the areas where sin is defeating and blinding you. He will reveal what keeps you in bondage and set you free. So listen to Him. and receive the light your need. Type, I believe in God to affirm. God says, in my faithfulness, I heal the brokenhearted and bind their wounds. I will heal your heart and bind your wounds. Don't believe that my promises are for others and not for you. I know your sorrows and your griefs. I know what's crushing you and what is causing you to feel helpless or tempted to go astray. I am here to help you in every way. You'll find that I am faithful to use your wounds to display my glory. I can be glorified in your broken places, and that will ultimately bring blessings to your heart and soul. Allow my spirit to open your heart before me so that I can give you my healing touch. I want you to let nothing come between my healing and your receiving it. Type 333 if you trust God. Let go of your past hurt, both physical and spiritual. Al, lo me to make all things new, to give you a new heart. My spirit can set you free. Let me comfort you in all your disappointments, pain, loss, grief, and fears. Keep focused on me, my gentleness, kindness, love, and power. Type 888 if you trust God. Rest in my word. Be blessed with confident hope that I will wipe your tears. Patiently wait and know that I will heal you and give you joy to overcome your pain. Universe message for you. Some people achieve impressive things in their lives. They do so much to help others. They are dedicated to serving God and accomplishing amazing things for His kingdom. If you hold your life up to comparison with theirs, it may begin to look like your life is rather mundane. It can feel like you're not really accomplishing anything of value. But God, those two little words make all the difference. But God knows exactly what He's doing with your life. He has a plan for every person's life. He gives specific talents and abilities to each person and has specific work for each person to do. Type yes to claim. No job is small. No job is big. Each job is His. Each job matters to His kingdom. Whether you're a full-time mom of toddlers, CEO of a mission organization, a waitress, a minister, a professional musician, or a factory worker, God puts you where He wants you to be. He will accomplish His work through your heart's willing service. Accomplish more than you can ask or think. Sharing His love with even just one person is the most important thing you can do. Just be willing. Type yes if you agree. What you put in is what comes out. You know that's true with your body. If you consume a diet of junk food, you'll gain weight. Your health will suffer. A junk food diet affects your skin, hair, sleep, everything. So, what you put in is what you get out. God reminds you to be careful to put good thoughts in your mind and heart, because what you put in is what will come out. If you fill your mind with negative, critical, judgmental, mean and unkind thoughts, that's what will come out in your words and behavior. That's no fun for people around you, and it surely doesn't show that living for Jesus is the focus of your life. In fact, it shows just the opposite. However, if your thoughts focus on Scripture, the reality of God's love, praise for Him, concern for others, gratitude for all God's blessings, and a desire to honor God, then that will show in your behavior and in what you say. This kind of behavior blesses others and shows gratitude for God's grace of forgiveness and a desire to honor Him in your life. So, be careful what you think. Type 777 to receive it. God message for you today: be willing to follow wherever I lead. Follow me wholeheartedly, with glad anticipation quickening your pace. Though you don't know what lies ahead, I know. And that is enough. Some of my richest blessings are just around the bend, out of sight, but nonetheless very real. To receive these gifts, you must walk by faith, not by sight. This doesn't mean closing your eyes to what is all around you. It means subordinating the visible world to the invisible shepherd of your soul. Type, I embrace my power to affirm. Sometimes I lead you up a high mountain with only my hand to support you. The higher you climb, the more spectacular the view becomes. Also, the more keenly you sense your separation from the world with all its problems. This frees you to experience exuberantly the joyous reality of my presence. Give yourself fully to these glory moments, awash in dazzling light. I will eventually lead you down the mountain, back into community with others. Let my light continue to shine within you as you walk among people again. Type 8. 88, if you are ready. God message, the incident in today's passage, demonstrates a common struggle for believers. At times, God's word or ways might be different than what we want. When the Lord does something that's not in line with the result we hope for, we may respond with anger, fear, rebellion, or despair. This conflict between us and God can happen whenever our desires clash with His, or when we consider our own reasoning to be superior. Although we may think our disagreement with the Lord is no big deal, Jesus' response to Peter indicates otherwise. When the apostle set his mind on man's interests rather than God's, he was distracted by the devil's lies instead of supporting Jesus' work. That's not a place any believer wants to be in. Although some passages in the Bible may challenge our faith and call for self-denial, we shouldn't let any initial reluctance keep us from obeying the Lord. Type, I am evolving to affirm. Universe message, some people thrive on, hey world, look at me. Notice what I've accomplished. See how great I am. Pat me on the back. Sing my praises. To them, life is all about them. They give no one else credit for their accomplishments. They even feel that they actually deserve all they have because of how hard they've worked and how important they are. They may even proudly proclaim, hey God, you sure are lucky to have me on your team. Type yes. Every day can be a good day. Arrogance does not honor God. Since you care about honoring and obeying God, your attitude should be one of humility beginning with your salvation. You get no credit for that. Grace was extended to you. It's not something you can go get. It's not something you can develop. It's not something you can work on. All you can do is receive God's grace. That means you can take absolutely no credit for your salvation or the means by which you received it. God, in His grace, saved you when you believed in Him. He didn't have to. He wanted to. He didn't do it for Himself. He did it because He loves you. Salvation is an undeserved gift from the heart of God. Type 999 if you believe this. God message today. God protects you every day, probably in ways you don't even recognize or notice. Perhaps you have come to take His protection so for granted that you don't think about the accidents that are averted or the missteps that are protected. Do you expect His protection because you've always known it, even recognizing that some people around the world struggle with longing for protection from danger every day of their lives? Type 11. 11. If you needed this. Take a few minutes and reflect on the safety you have enjoyed in your life. Or perhaps you've seen God's obvious protection rescue you over the years. His care for you through His protection gives you the opportunity to sing joy-filled praises to Him. Take that opportunity and show your thankfulness for His protection. Let the whole world know. Give Him the credit that He is due. Your thankfulness in praise will increase your awareness of His constant protection, which will increase your praise. Your songs of joy will be a witness to all around you that God is working and that you recognize His protection. Remember that your gratitude to Him is as much as a witness as any other words you can speak about God's love. Type 101 to receive blessings. God says, what if you trusted that it was all arranged for you? You're trying so hard to figure out how it will happen. You're working so hard, forcing it. You're hustling, thinking this is how you earn it. But what if you followed your clearest intuitive voice? What if you trusted that if you keep showing up, it's all arranging for you? Maybe your plans are too small. Maybe you can't predict the way it's meant to unfold. Maybe you're blocking the magic by assuming you know what it's going to look like. Trust that it can be better than your plans. Apply this to anything you're questioning and worrying about in your life. It's arranged. Your life is not a destination to arrive at. It's an unfolding. And so let it unfold. Let yourself be led to the next exciting thing. Let yourself release the grasp on trying to force it so that all the magic, miracles, blessings, and lessons can find their way to you. Let go. Trust in doing so, you end up exactly where you're meant to be. Type yes if you feel this universe says, build a life that makes you smile in the simplest moments. Even if that kind of life doesn't look splashy on Instagram, make choices that make you feel lighter, even if those choices don't reflect what society has told you that you should do. Befriend people you respect, who inspire you, even if it means starting over. Interpret your life through the lens of positivity and optimism, even in a world that feels harsh. Orient yourself in the direction of joy every single day. Focus on what's working in your life. Give more space to "it's all working out for me" to be true for you. Hope is not dangerous. It's essential. Be your own support system. Make your mind into a beautiful garden where you can choose the most beautiful thought at any given time. No one deserves a life they love more than you, but you do need to create it, build it, curate it. You do need to trust yourself. You do need to let go of how you think it should be and find out who you are, what your opinion is, what matters most to you. Know yourself. Choose yourself. Love yourself. Let your life bloom. Type 1919 if you have faith on Lord. God message for you today. God says, you need to learn how to know yourself. Your life will exist in phases and seasons. Sometimes you won't be clear on what you want, and you'll need to figure out ways to connect to what is true and still within. Sometimes you'll know exactly what you want, and you'll need to figure out ways to bring it all to fruition, to honor your desires and dreams. You will not stay the same. This is the truth. You will be in constant flux, and you need to understand how to meet yourself where you are. Knowing yourself cannot be outsourced. It is a lifelong journey. You will always be with you. It's important work to cultivate a relationship with yourself built on honesty. Who are you really? Who are you when nobody is looking? Do you know how to access your gifts and genius? Do you know how to come back to yourself after a period of disconnection? Your body and your soul are always trying to get your attention. Don't get busy building someone else's version of a beautiful life. Find out what yours is. Build that version. Build your beautiful life, starting within. Type, I am ready to shine to affirm. God says, the truth is, you cannot skip certain chapters in your life. Sometimes you have to experience the wrong love in order to learn how to fight for your heart, in order to learn how to recognize the right love when it comes your way. Sometimes you have to be alone. You have to heal in the quiet so that you do not let your past wounds stop you from receiving all that you deserve in this life. Sometimes you have to choose the wrong path. You have to make the mistake in order to truly connect with the fact that even the missteps, that even the rejections were really just redirections. Sometimes you have to lose all that you hoped for yourself, all that thought you wanted, in order to unearth all you truly need, in order to make room within your life for the right things to unfold. Remember, everything you once considered a failure was really just an opportunity to flourish. Everything you once considered an error was really just an opportunity to expand into the kind of life that you were always meant to be living, into the kind of love and career and happiness that were always meant to be yours. Type "I am present" to affirm.